Hello everyone, in this video we are going to look at the example to graph cosecant function. In the following example, we will find the amplitude, period, phase shifts, domain and range of the function, find asymptotes, graph, and label at least 3 points on the graph. Example number 1. Y equals to 2 cosecant of 3x plus pi minus 1. Do you still recall how to rewrite the function in standard form? Yes, it is y equals to 2 times cosecant of 3 parentheses x plus pi over 3 subtract 1. Since we want to factor out the 3 from x, what we need to do is we will have each term in the parentheses divided by 3. Amplitude. There is no amplitude of cosecant function. Since we do not know the highest point nor the lowest point, we cannot find the distance from the highest point to the midline. Or we can say that we cannot find the distance from the lowest point to the midline. Period. The period of the original function, cosecant function, is 2 pi over the coefficient of x, which is 3. So that the period, which is 2 pi over 3. Now, phase shift. The graph shifts pi over 3 units to the left. And the subtract 1 means the graph moves 1 unit down. Then now we would like to know where does the function start. We will copy the parentheses part 3x plus pi, set it equals to 0. It is because that is where the original function starts at. And we will also set 3x plus pi equals to 2 pi. That is where the original function ends at. So then to solve for x, for 3x plus pi equals to 0, we have 3x equals to negative pi. And then we will have both sides divided by 3. Therefore, we have x equals to negative pi over 3. We are very happy with the result because if the function starts at negative pi over 3, it is matching with our phase shift that the function starts at pi over 3 units to the left of 0. Now let's solve for x. For 3x plus pi equals to 2 pi. We first subtract pi on both sides, that is pi. And then we would have both sides divided by 3. Therefore, x equals to pi over 3. Now, we are going to use the 5 key point approach. Why do we do that? It is because of the relationship of cosecant function and sine function. If we could somehow find out how does the sine function look like, then we will know cosecant function will be the upside down U graph from sine function. So then the 5 key points, we will start at x equals to negative pi over 3. That is what we just find. Now, do you recall what is the magical formula for finding the 5 key points to locate those important points? Which is having the period divided by 4. Yes, so that we will have 2 pi over 3 divided by 4. When we have a fraction divided by 4, that means multiplied by its reciprocal, multiplied by 1/4. As we simplify, then we will have pi over 6. Therefore, we would have each of the previous value plus pi over 6 to locate the important key points. So then we will have the first point start at x equals to negative pi over 3. The second, it is negative pi over 3 plus pi over 6. We need to have the same denominator in order to perform addition or subtraction of fractions. So then negative pi over 3 becomes negative 2 pi over 6. So then we have negative pi over 6. Then now negative pi over 6 plus pi over 6, which is 0. Then 0 plus pi over 6, which is pi over 6. Now pi over 6 plus pi over 6, which is 2 pi over 6. So then now we have negative pi over 3, negative pi over 6, 0, pi over 6, and 2 pi over 6, which is equals to pi over 3. Then now, after we're done with the horizontal increment, we are going to look at the vertical increment that we have the function shift 1 unit down, so negative 1. And now, since we would like to use the graph of sine to help us to find this graph, we are going to look at if this function could have been a sine function, then amplitude would be 2, so that from negative 1 we will move up 2 units and down 2 units. Therefore we have positive 1 and negative 3. Now we are going to locate the 5 key points of sine function, so that which is middle to highest to middle to lowest to middle. We are not going to connect this 5 points because we are not graphing the sine function. Now what is important, it is we know that the sine function cannot be in the midline because it will cost the cosecant function undefined. Therefore, we would have the, yes, very good, it is the asymptote at those x value. Again, the asymptote locate where we have the sine function in the midline. Then now, to complete this graph is join the upside down U so that it will cross this point, cross this point. Now we almost finished with the graph. However, the instruction asks us to show at least 3 points. So then what we need to do is we need to find more increment in order to show another U shape. So that, do you recall how we find the following increment? That's right. That is coming from the idea of the 5 key points. If we could have each period value plus pi over 6, then we would have. So that the fifth one will stop at 2 pi over 6 plus pi over 6, which is 3 pi over 6. we simplify, which is pi over 2. Then again, we will plus pi over 6 to find the next one, so that we will have pi over 2 plus pi over 6. In other words, 3 pi over 6 plus 1 pi over 6, which is 4 pi over 6. Therefore, we have 2 pi over 3. That is the asymptote. Then now the U shape, do you think that we will have the up U or the down U by looking at the pattern of the graph? Very good. We will have the U open upward. Now we are going to show the coordinate. We have pi over 2 comma 1, pi over 6 comma negative 3, negative pi over 6 comma positive 1. Asymptote, we will choose the one that closest to 0, which is 0, x equals to 0, plus Fe. How many units would you see the next one? What is the distance from 0 to pi over 3? Correct, it is pi over 3. So every multiple of pi over 3 units, we will see the next asymptote, where n it is represent any integer. Since it is 0 plus any number, 0 plus any number is the number itself, so that we do not need to show 0 plus for that part. And that is exactly where we cannot have the graph defined at that point. So then therefore the domain, it is x cannot be anywhere on the asymptote. The range it is from the lowest negative infinity to the highest y value negative 3, union the lowest it is positive 1 to the highest point infinity. Thank you for watching my video.